Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another E3 related video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my top 5 games from E3 2016, but something to note real quick, in my E3, I did an E3 video before this one where I basically just gave you my thoughts on E3. My webcam actually messed up, I didn't even see it, and it desynced my audio pretty much, and it really made me mad. So if you did watch that E3 video, I apologize for the audio issues from that. Hopefully it doesn't happen now. If it happens here, I'm going to make sure I freaking watch through this, and if it does happen and audio gets desynced from the video, I will try to put some gameplay or something up. But hopefully nothing gets desynced. Hopefully everything will be fine. I don't know what the frick happened with my webcam yesterday, but it just glitched. I have no idea. So I'm gonna be giving you guys my top 5 games from E3 2016. I did the same video last year, except I did it like 10 days after E3. So I'm doing this one pretty much right after E3. So it was really hard to pick 5 games, honestly. I'll be going over my honorable mentions at the end, but we're gonna be focusing on my top 5 games right now. So let's start off with number 5, which is actually Resident Evil 7. Now, I actually uploaded part 1 of this like 2-part series I have for Resident Evil 7, and I really don't like scary games, dude. I can't do it. I really can't do it. But this game, it's just like I actually kind of like the Resident Evil franchise. I played 4. I really enjoyed 4. I enjoyed the classic ones, especially 2. 2 was really awesome. And this seems like a whole new, different direction for Resident Evil, and I actually kind of think it's a good direction to go. And the game looks freaking just creepy. But apparently the demo has nothing to do with the actual game, so I don't even know what's going to happen in the actual game. I don't even know what kind of twisted stuff they're going to be doing in Resident Evil 7, but it earned a spot on my list. For 1, how unexpected it was, and 2, on how like just good it looked. Like I didn't expect it when they started showing that demo. I was like, oh, it's probably some indie horror game coming to the virtual reality, but instead it's Resident Evil 7, and it just surprised me. And the demo was actually really good for being just a small teaser. So that's my number 5. Number 4, I didn't watch anything from this game until earlier today, and that is Watch Dogs 2. Watch Dogs 2 takes my number 4 spot. I actually really enjoyed the first Watch Dogs game. I think I really thought it could have been better though. I did have some things I needed to work on, but Watch Dogs 2, I watched a little bit of the gameplay from it, and it looks really cool. You can control a car without actually like driving it. It sounds pretty cool, and gameplay looked great. Everything looked good, and it just earned my number 4 spot on my list. Number 3, dude, this game I have a video coming on this game very soon, but number 3 is Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens, dude. These games were the definition of my childhood. I love Star Wars, and back when these games were released, I was all about Star Wars all day, every day. I was playing Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 1. I was playing that Revenge of the Sith game they had on the PS2, and I played so much of the original Lego Star Wars games. So to see this was actually announced a while back, but to see the trailer at E3, it was just really awesome. I downloaded the demo, I played it. I got a video coming for you guys on that here shortly. I just thought that the game looked awesome, and I had to put it at number 3. I really did. Speaking of like nostalgic type stuff, number 2 is also something I've wanted for a really long time. I've never really talked about it on like videos or anything like that. But number 2 is Spider-Man PS4. I love Spider-Man. He's actually my favorite superhero out of all of them, honestly. People might hate me for that, but he's just my favorite superhero. And like the last good Spider-Man game I played was Spider-Man 2 on the PS2. That game was another one of those games that I just played so much of. I just exploring, web swinging around. I love Spider-Man, and I wasn't expecting that trailer. No, I was watching the E3 live stream. I didn't even hear anything about this game. I heard nothing about this game, so the trailer actually legitimately surprised me. And I had to put it at number 2. It just looks so good. It's being made by Insomniac Games, who is a very respectable developer. I think they made Sunset Overdrive. I know they made the Ratchet and Clank series. It looks really good, and I'm really hopeful for this game. I'm hoping that it ends up being just as good as Spider-Man 2 was back on the PS2 in terms of just staying true to, Spider-Man and having good web swinging mechanics and all that kind of stuff. But that is my second game on the list, Spider-Man PS4. So my last game for this, my most, my number one game pretty much from E3, this game. Sony opened their E3 conference with an orchestra. All right, an orchestra. I was like, all right, go Sony, open it up with an orchestra. What kind of game are you going to show here? And they started playing this music. And, like, I could tell this music was kind of familiar. Like, I was kind of sitting there like, I don't know what this could be. I was watching I say this in, like, every freaking E3 video I've posted so far. I was watching a YouTuber by the name of TheGamer2323 kind of live stream E3 pretty much. He was just watching it, and he was live streaming it so he could talk with his viewers and stuff. And I was listening to this music. I was like, what is this game? And then you just, all of a sudden it opens up, curtains open up, you see Sony Interactive Entertainment come on the screen, and you see like this little kid playing with toys, and it looked to be like kind of set in like medieval times, where people wore armor, stuff like that. And I was like, is this like Skyrim 2 or something? Is this like another Elder Scrolls game? Which wouldn't have made any sense if you think about it, because with Fallout 4, Bethesda seems to have some more exclusivity stuff with Microsoft, so it honestly wouldn't have made any sense to have it shown at Sony's conference. But still, it's kind of like, what is this? And you hear this like really deep voice, just freaking scary sounding dude talk to this kid. And he says, you can have your mother's knife. And I was like, what is this? And the gamer's just sitting up there, he's watching it. And all of a sudden you see freaking Kratos from God of War come out of the shadows. And I was like, wow. Like, I haven't played much God of War games. I played a little bit of a little bit of the one that was on the PSP. I think it was Ghost of Sparta, maybe. That might have been what it's called. And I played a little bit of the second God of War. But I never really got into this series. But, dude, this game looks just great. It just looks like it's going to be a fun, entertaining game, and honestly it automatically just went into my number one spot because of just how good the game looked and just how much of the wow factor it had to they had with opening their conference with God of War. It was a really smart move, and I think this game's gonna get me into God of War. I think I'm gonna have to go out and buy the freaking HD collection on the PS3 or something, or buy God of War 3 on the PS4. Because this game looks great, and it definitely earned its spot as number one on my top games of E3 2016. So let's go ahead and just talk about a couple other games that I saw at E3 that did have my interest. Battlefield 1, of course, is a game I'm kind of excited for. These are going to be my honorable mentions, by the way. So Battlefield 1 looks pretty good. I saw the multiplayer. Actually looks really fun to play, just like I thought it would. It just looks like World War I Battlefield, which is going to be freaking awesome. Days Gone was another game shown by Sony Bend, which if I'm remembering correctly, they were the company that were developing Siphon Filter, which I would love to see that series make a comeback too. I enjoyed that series. But the game, actually, I didn't know what it really was at first. It seemed to be kind of like post-apocalyptic style game, but they finally showed gameplay at the end of the E3 conference, and it's a zombie game. And like Dead Rising has a lot of zombies, but I don't think I've ever seen this many zombies on screen, because there is so many zombies on screen. The game looks really fun, and it definitely looks interesting, and I would possibly buy it or rent it or something just to try it out, because it looks like a pretty interesting game. Detroit Become Human looked pretty interesting as well. It's being made by the developers of Heavy Rain, I believe. It's one of the games where you kind of choose your own path. There's quite a few different ways you can do certain things. It just looked really interesting. Had an interesting premise around the story. Your character seems to be some type of like android human type guy who can take a couple of hits before he dies. He's basically robotic. It looked really interesting. It showed just a bunch, like the demo they showed a lot of just different outcomes you could have for rescuing a little girl from this crazy android robot dude. So game looked really interesting. Freaking Hideo Kojima's game. Hideo Kojima comes out on the freaking E3, and if he would have shown more gameplay of this game or something, I probably would have had this game on my top E3 list. But Death Stranding, the trailer just weirded me out. I didn't know what to think after the trailer, which I think is what he was going for. But the reason I didn't put that on my top 5 list is just because I really didn't see much gameplay. Just kind of like a freaking half-naked freaking Norman Reedus and a baby and handprints and dead whales, I think. And I really don't know what to expect of this game. I guess once we get some more stuff in the future, I'll talk about this game more, because I honestly don't know what type of game it even is. I don't even know what kind of genre this game is. I really have no idea. But it's Hideo Kojima, so it looked pretty interesting, but it's definitely on my honorable mentions list. Dead Rising 4, of course, looks pretty cool. I've always been interested in a Dead Rising game, so I've just never actually really bought one. So I might actually have to get Dead Rising 4 just to kind of play the game, because I've played one that they released on the phone, which I don't know where my phone's at to show you guys this, but they released like one on the phone that I tried playing a long time ago. But Dead Rising 4 did look pretty interesting from what they showed. Dishonored 2 was another one that I did enjoy the first Dishonored, but like while I am kind of excited for this Dishonored 2, it really hasn't pulled my interest too much, but it definitely deserves a spot on being in my honorable mentions here. Forza Horizon 3, I actually really like kind of racing games, and the Horizon series has been kind of more my taste because it's not just straight racing. You can kind of explore the world and you kind of just do what you want at times with your vehicles. I've never actually bought one of these games, and I think that's going to change with Forza Horizon 3. I've mainly just played the two, like the demos for 2 and a demo for Forza Horizon 1. I might actually have to get Horizon 3 just because I am interested in this series. So yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn looks interesting. I'm not as into it as some people are. Some people are really hyped for this game. I think it looks cool, but I'm not like super into it, but it looks cool. It might end up being a good game. If they ever release a demo, I'll definitely download it and play it. Titanfall 2, I watched the multiplayer trailer for this game. Multiplayer looks super fun. Single player, though, I didn't really like the trailer for the single player part of Titanfall 2, but I never got to play the first Titanfall, and I did enjoy the multiplayer trailer, so this is obviously on my my honorable mentions list. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. I haven't seen too much of this game. I think it's open world, and it does look pretty interesting, so I put that on my honorable mentions. And the last game I put on my honorable mentions, I would have put on my top 5, but I didn't really see much of it. I didn't watch Nintendo's conference, but Pokemon Go. If you don't know what Pokemon Go is, my phone's actually literally right here. I just didn't see it at first. But Pokemon Go is going to be basically like an augmented reality game you can get on your phone. Basically, you use your camera, and you can capture Pokemon in real life using your camera. Like say there's a TV right here. Say a Pikachu could appear in this TV. Your phone would probably get an alert. You can catch Pikachu using your phone. This game looks really interesting, and I'm really excited to get it, and it comes out in July. I'm going to be playing this game a lot like a freaking nerd, but hey man, it just looks cool. So that is it for my top 5 games from E3 2016. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully my webcam didn't mess up, because if it did, I'd be really upset. But be sure to leave your top 5 games from E3 down below in the comments. I'll be sure to read them and respond. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Yeah.